it comes to importation, a lot of people just rush into importation, and that is why at the end of the day they make mistakes or lose money. When it comes to importation, you need to take these three stages, like take it one step at a time. Take your time to go through these 3 pages, choose the correct vendors, I mean the correct agent, the correct suppliers for these 3 stages, and you will see that your importation business will go from 0 to 100. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olua Kemisola, and on today's episode we'll be talking about the 3 different stages in importation. And without further ado, let's go right into the video. It's not doubt that importation is very profitable. Like buying stuff from China, you can get things at very relatively cheap prices and bring them to your country to sell for higher price, like sell for as much as 200% what you got them for. But then any mistake in any of those 3 stages, I decided to break the process of importation into 3 stages so that you will always remember, and then you can take your time to go through one of the stage, like one step at a time. Any mistake in any of those 3 stages can make you lose money, and it can even mar your importation business, because these 3 stages are very important. And number one stage we'll be talking about is the sourcing stage. See, a lot of people just go on the Chinese website, they just go there to buy anything they see. They don't take their time to source properly. Like I will tell you that great sourcing is the backbone of every successful importation business. For you to get good products at really cheap prices, you need to be good at sourcing. And then when I'm talking about sourcing can be divided into two: sourcing for the product you want to buy, as well as sourcing for supply. You see, you can have a good product and at the end of the day not get a reliable supplier to supply you or manufacture that product for you. When it comes to sourcing for product, first thing you want to do is you want to know all the specifications of the product you're looking for. See, I've seen people buy product that at the end of the day they take it to their country and they could not sell. And you know, if you do not sell, you're not making your money back. This is because they didn't take their time to source properly. Let's take for instance, one of my friends bought smartwatch one time, and this smartwatch, not knowing that it is for the Chinese region, it is not a smartwatch that can be used somewhere else. She got those smartwatches, imported them to Nigeria, and when it got here, they could not change the language, they could not even use it, it could not function in Nigeria. That is one of the results of bad sourcing. And good sourcing, like perfect sourcing, takes time. It takes time and it takes a lot of work. When it comes to buying from China, product sourcing is very important. This is the point where you know the specification of whatever you're buying. See, let me tell you this today: there is always a product for every budget you have when buying from China. Take for instance this blender. A friend of mine once imported this blender and it didn't work. A lot of our customers were complaining that after using this blender for like 3 times, it got burnt. But in the recent, this blender is a very good blender. One thing a lot of people do not know about this blender is that it has different engine types. When you're buying from China, it is important for you to know the exact specification of what you're buying, so that you can communicate with your supplier, so that you can tell them exactly what you need, and in case it is not available, they can manufacture it for you. Tell them your specification. Okay, I want to buy this iron. These are the things I want to see in my iron. These are the kind of quality I want. And if they don't have that quality, you check with another supplier. A lot of things on the Chinese website will look alike, but they are not the same in the real sense. This is where research comes in. If you don't do research about what you're buying, you would not know. Because you've seen pictures or video, because it looks alike, you think it's the same thing. And at the end of the day, you discover that you buy these things and you're unable to sell it for the price you're supposed to sell it, because they are not the quality you are expecting. So this will take me to supplier sourcing. You should not be buying from all suppliers on the 1688 platform or any of the Chinese platform. Before you buy from any supplier on the 1688 platform or Alibaba, Pindodo, or any of the Chinese platform, ensure to check their track record. And how do you check their track record? You check their track record by checking their reviews. Let me tell you something: if you're importing from China to another country, you're not supposed to be the first person to use a particular supplier, because you don't know, you're not in China, and you're not be able to tell the character of a supplier because you don't know them, and you're just meeting these people online. Just like every shopping platform, it is important that you check reviews. Review is what is going to help you know, okay, this person has been a good supplier. this person has been doing business on this platform and people like his, and people do business with him and they like his services. See, I tell people all the time, reviews are very, very important. Another thing to check when you're sourcing for a Chinese supplier is check how many years they have been in business. Usually on the Chinese platform, there is always a place where you can check how many years these people have been in business. See, I'm not a fan of people doing business with suppliers who are in business for just 6 months. This is not to say that they cannot deliver, but they don't have the track record. Usually when I'm buying from any of the Chinese website, I do business with suppliers who have been in business for 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years and above. That is the kind of suppliers I do business with, and I have never regretted it. A lot of people should know is that for a supplier to stay long on a platform means they mean business. So they are not just going to deliver anyhow service to you because they want to keep their reputation. They know that you can always leave a review on their page, and your review is going to inform other people's decision when buying from them. Another thing you want to check is, does the supplier accept the safe and authorized method of transaction? You see, some Chinese suppliers, especially the ones who want to scam you, will tell you that let's go and chat on WeChat. I will send you my account so you pay directly to the account. If they are too focused on you paying directly into their account, it can be a red flag. All of these platforms already have a authorized and safe means of paying their supplier, whereby you can ask for a refund if your goods do not get delivered. But in a case where you transfer money to the supplier's bank account directly, how do you ask for a refund when your goods is not being delivered? These are some of the things I think you should look out for as a business owner before doing business with any Chinese supplier. So this will take us to number two. Number two stage in importation is the buying or procurement stage. At this stage, you can decide to buy using a procurement agent, or you decide to buy directly by yourself. So this is the point where you pay, where you cut everything you need to buy, and then you tell your supplier, and then you make your payment. At this stage is the stage where you monitor your goods. This is the stage where you ensure that your goods is being delivered. You need a reliable supplier, you need a reliable agent, and you also need a reliable and secure source of paying your supplier. Like I said earlier, some suppliers do not accept the secure and authorized method of payments. They will tell you to come and pay outside of the app. That is not, for me, that is a very big red flag. So at this point, you want to be careful, because this is the point where money goes into your transaction. If you don't have the requirement to pay your supplier directly by yourself, you can as well opt in for a procurement agent. That is where I come in. I'm also a procurement agent. I help business owner buy goods from China and ship it directly to their doorstep. So you don't have to just pay directly into a Chinese supplier's account, especially if you're doing business with them for the first time. See, I don't advise it. I've seen a lot of people lose money at this stage, because this is the point where money is involved. So after making payment to your supplier is going to ship your goods. They will ship your goods, and then when your goods is being shipped on any of the app, you will definitely be able to see that, okay, this goods has been shipped, and you can also track and see where your goods have gotten to. And this will take us to the last but not the least, and one of the most important stages of importation, where a lot of people get to complain a lot, which is the shipping stage. You see, for me, I will even say you decide the shipping stage before you even buy. You decide the shipping stage at the sourcing. Do you understand? You decide the method you want to use to ship your goods from the sourcing stage, because it is at the sourcing stage you will also know the weight of your product, and you can decide, okay, am I going to be shipping this through air, or I'm going to be shipping this through sea? So there are different methods you can ship your goods. Basically, there are two methods you can ship your goods: from China to Nigeria, or to anywhere you're shipping your goods to. You can decide to ship by air cargo, or you decide to use sea cargo. And one thing a lot of people complain about sea cargo is that sea cargo takes a lot of time. But then when you look at it compared to the price you're going to be shipping through air, you will see that it is worth the wait. So at this stage, you're going to decide, okay, do I want to use a sea shipping? Sea shipping usually takes 2 to 3 months in Nigeria. Or do I want to use air shipping? Air shipping takes 1 week to 3 weeks, depending on what you're shipping. So at this stage, you decide, okay, if you make a mistake at your shipping stage, you see, you can get things at very, very cheap price from China. And at the end of the day, the price you're going to be shipping it is going to be more than what you're buying. Do you understand? And let me say this, there is no mathematical correlation between what you're buying and how much your shipping fee is going to cost. There is no mathematical correlation between the price of the product you're buying and your shipping cost. This is where a lot of people make mistakes. See, I know a lot of your coaches, your importation coach do not tell you this, but I tell my students this all the time. See, what you're buying does not determine how much your shipping fee is going to be. What determines how much your shipping fee is going to be is either the size when you're using sea, or the weight of your product when you're using air. So when you know all these things already at your sourcing stage, you'll be able to decide, okay, this goods I want to buy for me to make profit, because you're all about making profit. You're into China. What would take you to go and buy things all the way from China if it is not that you want to make profit and be able to make good living from them? If you already check, okay, this thing, if I ship it through it's going to be a lot of money and I will not be able to afford, people will not be able to afford it. See, I've seen people buy things from China, and at the end of the day, when it got to Nigeria, they need to sell it for very, very ridiculous price compared to the cost price. Because at the end of the day, when that goods came, the shipping fee was too high. When added to the cost price of purchasing the product itself, you see that the total cost price was just too high, and nobody will want to buy that kind of product for that amount. Another very important thing that you need to put into consideration when importing from China is the shipping company you want to use. Let me tell you this, some shipping company are just nonchalant. They don't care. I like to say this, there is no saint when it comes to shipping company. You need to know exactly what you want. For somebody like me who buys every day from China, because I'm a procurement agent, I also buy for other businesses. I have different shipping company depending on what I want to get. See, there are some shipping companies that are so organized that you don't even need to talk to anybody before you can use them. All you need to do is go on their website, fill your tracking number, and you're good to go. But for some other shipping company, you need to keep following up your goods. So you need to look at, okay, look at your schedule, look at the price, their shipping cost, look at their communication mode. See, if you're a kind of person that needs to follow your goods from China to Nigeria, you need to keep messaging. Don't go and use a shipping company where they will not reply your message. You will have high blood pressure before your goods come. That is one of the things I tell my students. There is no sense when it comes to shipping company, but then know the shipping company you're choosing. For somebody like me, if I'm shipping my personal stuff, I like to use the shipping company where I don't have to communicate with anybody. I just go on their website, do my thing, and I'm good to go. But for some of my customers, they will say they prefer to chat the person up on WhatsApp so that they can easily communicate and things like that. So make sure that you're choosing a shipping company that suits you. It is important that you have the knowledge of importation before you decide to go into importation. Yes, importation is profitable and you can make a lot of money from importation, but you can also lose your capital 100% if it is not done correctly. So guys, we have come to the end of this episode. Let me know if you have any question in the comment section, and let me know if you want me to make videos about anything related to importation topics. I have some requests already, and I'm also going to be dropping videos about that as soon as I can. So guys, thank you very much for staying till this time. If you're still here, do well to click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that people who need it can see it, and it will also encourage me as the creator to keep giving out this kind of valuable content. So guys, bye, see you in my next video.